We know a lot about what makes for effective learning, yet in the US, we do not consistently apply what we know to teacher professional development. Instead, most PD is undifferentiated for teachers' various needs and delivered in short term single events, workshops, and conferences as the mainstay offerings. To top it off, teachers more often than not rate most PD experiences as being of poor quality. In addition to these issues, schools simply don't prioritize PD as seen through budgets that don't allocate enough time or money for PD, whether for on-site or off-site options. As it is now, many teachers pursue their professional learning individually, which reinforces the siloed nature of many schools. Teachers express a near universal dislike for how PD is currently delivered. And almost 2 decades of research shows that the way we do PD currently has almost no impact on student outcomes. What's important here is recognizing that the way we conduct professional development impacts student learning. At this point in time, states require teachers to keep their certificates current by completing continuing professional development units or CPDUs, and such a system reinforces the outmoded hierarchical view of schools, and CPDU requirements vary from state to state, which makes for problems of portability. And even though a large majority of teachers say they believe EdTech tools are important to use in the classroom, most of the PD teachers attend is for their own content area or classroom management. Only 14% of the PD teachers seek is for educational technology. So, how are educators attempting to resolve the issue? Some schools understand that less is more, and so they protect time to examine student work, select a single targeted instructional area based on what they find in the student work, and then align PD with rounds of instructional practice to improve teaching and learning around that target. An approach like this makes use of a number of research-based practices that have been shown to move the bar on student learning and directly tie PD to student learning needs. Badged learning is making inroads as a professional development option. Unlike the hierarchical model of CPDUs, teachers decide which badges to pursue in order to fulfill just-in-time learning needs. Badges represent a knowledge and skill orientation to learning as opposed to CPDUs, which just count the hours spent. And badges are portable. Currently, Wisconsin, Tennessee, and North Carolina are piloting paths towards badged learning. High Impact EdTech PD provides teachers with situated learning experiences themselves, similar to what we want students to experience. It introduces teachers to technology integration frameworks such as SAMR that help teachers analyze and evaluate how they use technology to transform lessons such that technology facilitates a level of student learning that would be impossible to attain without the technology. Teachers also revise existing lessons during a PD session without having to reinvent the wheel completely, and they do so by working collaboratively so they leave with reworked lessons in hand. Just as we say all teachers are reading teachers, we now have to say that all teachers are technology teachers. Schools need to increase the percentage of professional learning teachers seek where EdTech is taught as a method for learning English, math, science, etc. We need to make digital badges valid PD options since they privilege relevant evidence-based learning over seated log time. And badged learning presents teachers with still more opportunities to transfer digital learning methods to their own classrooms for their students to experience the same powerful learning experiences they did. American educators must shift PD practices to what the research tells us works. The US is not keeping pace with other developed countries where schools followed the PD research and are improving teaching and learning as a result. We also need to take up practices from these countries that protect time for teachers during the school day for non-instructional responsibilities. These countries recognize such practices are vital co-instructional tasks needed to support the work in the classroom. And since all of these nations are economic competitors with the US, this has an impact on how well our students will compete economically in a global society. In the end, more intentional, high quality EdTech PD is necessary because students are already living and interacting in the digital sphere and in sophisticated ways that many adults are unaware of and frankly don't understand. By weaving the digital world in which we all now live into daily practices, teachers can facilitate and guide students' conduct and interaction with the adult world in responsible, productive, and creative ways. And as we do so, we will bring relevance back to our schools for both teachers and students.